Prime Minister Gillard, Premier O'Farrell, Honourable Ministers, Senators, Members, Ambassadors, Consul General, Chairman, Board and members of the Lansdowne Club, distinguished guests one and all, and I hope I haven't left anyone out in that description. As Peter said, I've been appointed Minister for Justice, Equality and Defence in the Irish Government. It's very unusual for someone who's Minister for Justice to be also Minister for Defence. I've warned my colleagues at home that I have both the Air Force, the Army, the Navy, and the police, and also fortuitously the prison officers, that they're all okay provided I remain sane. If I don't remain sane, boy, are they in trouble. And the good thing is, if I get myself in difficulties, the prison officers I know will look after me if I find myself a guest of the state. It's my particular pleasure to be here with you today in this great city, in this great state, in this great country, at what Peter correctly described as the biggest St. Patrick's Day lunch in the world. And I would like to pay particular tribute to Peter for the leadership of this great club. I know Peter personally has had a difficult few months. It's great to see him back in good health. And could I ask you all to wish him well for the rest of this year? The video you saw of the Queen's visit was a very important occasion for our country, an important additional step in the continuing close relationship and reconciliation between Ireland and the United Kingdom. It also gave rise to great excitement at home. That visit occurred just shortly after the new government was formed, and it fell to me as Minister for Defence to greet the Queen in the Garden of Remembrance when she was visiting Dublin. And it fell to me as Minister for Equality to be present in Dublin Castle for the dinner that was held the following day. And it fell to me as Minister for Justice, because I have 3 ministries, to meet her on the third occasion at another event at the Convention Centre. And every time there was an event, they lined up the ministers who were meeting the Queen for the first time to say hello. And I naively assumed that she met so many people during the course of the visit that she wouldn't remember anybody. And for the third time in the Convention Centre in Dublin, the British ambassador gamely said to the Queen, "And this is Mr. Alan Shatter, the Minister for Justice, Defence and Equality." And she stood back and smiled and looked at me and said, "Oh, you again." I obviously made an impression. I would like to thank Prime Minister Gillard not only for her kind words, but also for her attendance here for a second year in a row. Prime Minister, your presence here is a clear signal of the ongoing strength and depth of relationship between our countries and our people. We thank you and the people of Australia for the warm welcome that Irish people have received here over very many years. A welcome, I believe, Irish people continue to repay by working hard, playing their part, and making a strong and active contribution to Australia's economy and communities. While the Prime Minister's connections may be Welsh rather than Irish, as mentioned earlier, Premier O'Farrell, I'm delighted to see the New South Wales is in Irish hands. A fact that will be reflected tomorrow night when the Opera House yet again goes green. I would like to thank you for your continued support, not only for the Lansdowne Club, but also for the work of the Consulate and for the Irish community here in general. One of the difficulties in Ireland as being Minister for Justice, Equality and Defence, that on the defence side, you have to just occasionally figure out what country we might contemplate invading. For those of For those of you who know Ireland, the options are pretty damn limited. We have a defence force of 9,500, and 450 of those are in the UNIFIL peacekeeping in Lebanon. This visit, though, has sort of resolved that problem for me. I've decided we invaded Australia a long time ago, but no one really noticed. I've come here with a very clear message. Through a combination of application and determination, Ireland is facing our economic challenges head-on. Our economy has returned to growth. We are absolutely open for business, and we are making very real progress. There is every reason to be confident that Ireland will be the success story that emerges from the current difficulties in Europe. We have so far achieved or exceeded all of the targets set in the IMF, ECB, EU programme of assistance. And we're on track to emerge from that programme in 2013. We have restructured and recapitalised our banking system. Labour costs have improved. The World Bank rates Ireland to be the most supportive business environment in the euro. Though our employment rate is still too high, it has now stabilised and has begun to fall. New initiatives have been launched to boost job creation. We are working actively to ensure our young people can once again look to and rely on Ireland for their future. Our renewed growth has been predominantly to date export-led. Our exports grew last year by 6%. You may not realise that that brought Irish exports to their highest level ever, back above pre-recession levels. And if we continue along the track we're now travelling, the figures at the end of 2012 will be even better than 2011. This is a good news story that I'm anxious to tell all of you and my cabinet colleagues visiting so many different parts of the world during the course of this week and next are going to be communicating right across the globe. Yesterday I met with some 100 Irish companies who are here in Australia and are doing well, developing business and looking for additional opportunities. As we have regained cost competitiveness, our level of direct investment has returned to levels not seen in Ireland since the year 2000. Australia is also an important part of that investment story. Corporations using Ireland as a European base include such well-known Australian names as Macquarie Bank, QBE Insurance, Amcor, and Computershare. And we're looking forward to more companies locating in Ireland and using Ireland as a gateway to Europe. Ladies and gentlemen, now is the time to invest in and benefit from Ireland's recovery. It's also time to travel to Ireland as a visitor. As our economy recovers, the value on offer for visitors has greatly increased. Our top-class hotels and restaurants are now more price competitive than they have been for over a decade. With the strength of the Australian dollar and airlines offering one-stop flights to Dublin, the question for Australians is not why go to Ireland, but when. I want to invite all of you here today, not only those who visited Ireland in the past, but those who haven't yet done so. Come and see what we have to offer. Come and join us. Come and visit us for your holidays. Come and experience not only the Irish welcome of the Lansdowne Club, but the Irish welcome that you'll be offered should you land on our island. Across Australia, Irish communities are strong and vibrant, and through business networks like the Lansdowne Club are working together to ensure that connections are made and opportunities harnessed. We are proud of the contribution that the Irish diaspora has made to their adopted homelands across the world, just as we are proud of the diaspora's ongoing commitment to and support for Ireland. As Australia's premier Irish business network, the Lansdowne Club gives crucial support to the broader Irish community here in Sydney. I'd like to commend the club chairman, Peter Brennan, and the members of the board for their work over the last year, and in particular their willingness to engage with the younger generation of Irish people who are now in Australia. I wish you the very best of luck with your new mentoring initiative, which is a very real and practical example of the modern method of established Irish people extending the hand of assistance and friendship to others at what is, for them, a challenging time. Ladies and gentlemen, as the world goes green this week, including here in Sydney, we reflect upon the ties that bind us together, our culture, our heritage, and our kinship. This week we avail of the unique opportunity these ties give us to tell the world that Ireland is on the road to recovery, that Ireland is open for business, and that we wish you to engage with us in what will be an adventure that will bring back to the Irish state the prosperity that was experienced during the Celtic Tiger years. But this time it will be a prosperity that is sustainable and soundly based on proper, well-conceived, well-considered economic and fiscal policies. Of course, what we are now celebrating is the St. Patrick's Week. It used to be St. Patrick's Day. And as a government, in the context of development in the economic area and the tourist area, we're giving serious consideration, I'm sure the Lansdowne Club is delighted to know this, to turning what is St. Patrick's Week into St. Patrick's Month. Now, I'm not sure, though, what impact that might have on the Australian economy, so I'm going to talk to the Prime Minister about that issue, and if she can help us persuade even more Australian companies to locate in Ireland, we may stick with it simply being St. Patrick's Week for fear of the downturn that it may impact on both Australia and elsewhere, where there are so many large Irish communities. It's been a great pleasure speaking here today. It's been a great pleasure for my wife and myself to be guests at this great lunch. We wish you well. We wish you a great St. Patrick's weekend, and thank you very much. And I wish you a very successful year in the club, a successful engagement with all the extended Irish community who's made Australia its home. Thank you very much.
Again, Lansdowne Club have a little gift for you to take home with you. Billage is one of the top artists in Australia, and this is a signed print, and it's of Circular Quay in Sydney and shows the Opera House, and I hope it's something that you will enjoy at home.